we'll get on real quick and then. I'll let you do starters too if you got them. From Metamora Township High School, it's Clutch Sports Media's coverage of some softball action, non-conference. It's Metamora Redbirds host the Tremont Turks on this windy Friday afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Owen Dimful and Gavin Russell and the rest of the Clutch Sports Media team here to bring you some action from the Diamond today. It's a beautiful day, Owen. You can probably hear the wind howling through our headsets, but it's a great day for softball, and we're excited for a good one today.
Yeah, you wonder how much that wind's going to play a factor when you get those fly balls in the air. Obviously, we're placed out in center field, and we'll be able to kind of see if a ball can sneak over that fence.
Yeah, I had to pull out the sunglasses today, make sure I had the sweatshirt on. It's definitely some conditions, but it is a great day overall. Two great teams today. Tremont comes in 9-4. They're ranked in Class 2A, so of course a little bit smaller than Metamora. Metamora is 15-3, ranked third in 3A. So both teams high-level talent, expecting a lot from both sides.
Yeah, we got two great teams. You know, according to the Peoria Journal-Star, you got the #1 area large school in Metamora and the #1 area small school in Tremont. So should be a great game between two fantastic teams.
High-level talent as the Redbirds take to the field, getting their starting lineup introduced underway. Thanks to Alex Staub providing us with some great game notes and things today, getting us rosters and whatnot, and filling us in a little bit before the game. Sounds like he's doing public address announcing today. Getting the Metamora Redbirds introduced. We'll have the anthem here momentarily. It's a great day for ball game, Owen. You've done a few games here around Central Illinois. I mean, you know, how does this field rank to you? I mean, you've been to a few locations, but what do you think about Metamora's field?
Well, so far only did the one location, 2 games at Washington. Really enjoyed that field, especially their press box that we sat in. But this looks like a beautiful complex they have here in Metamora, and yeah.
Indeed it is. We're going to go step side for the anthem. We'll be right back on CSM. Ready for game time here in Metamora as the Redbirds and Turks are ready to battle it out on the diamond. Owen Dimful and Gavin Russell here ready to bring you the action today. Sure to be a good one, part of a weekend series hosted here in Metamora. Metamora, Tremont, Normal, U-High, and East Peoria among the teams participating. Little weekend event out here just off 116 in Redbird country. Owen, I believe you got today's starters for both sides.
Sure do. So for the home team, Metamora Redbirds, we got leading off the designated player, Lauren Riddle. Batting second, the shortstop, Cadence Till. Batting third, the center fielder, Katie Ramage. Batting cleanup, the left fielder, Ellie Schaefer. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Kerrigan Hartnett. Batting sixth and pitching, Nora Johnson. Batting seventh, playing first base, Sydney Trentman. Batting eighth and catching, Maddie Mooney. Batting ninth, second baseman, Kennedy Nee. And the flex player, the right fielder, Mallory Bennett.
That's how the Redbirds line up. Just a couple of notes there for them. Caden Still has been scorching this season. The sophomore shortstop batting .569. Yes, you heard that correctly, batting over 500 on the season. 6 home runs, 18 RBIs, 13 doubles among her stat line. We'll get into the rest of it. How about for Tremont?
Yeah, for Tremont Turks, leading off, the second baseman, Taylor Powell. Batting second, the shortstop, Olivia Avalos. Batting third, the catcher, Cassidy Bauer. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, Aaron Polium. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Anna Parn. Batting sixth and pitching, Maya Lorengo. Batting seventh, playing right field, Ivy Stuber. Batting eighth at first base, Sage Steiner. And batting ninth in center field is Chloe Pierce.
And that's how we'll start the game off. A strike coming from Nora Johnson, the sophomore pitcher for the Redbirds. Comes into the circle, 9 games started on the year. She's got 67 innings pitched, an 8-1 record, 1.57 earned run average, 92 strikeouts to 16 walks rather. She's given up 4 home runs, so long ball, bit of a plague at times, but that's still not overall too bad, and an impressive stat line for the sophomore. Leading off for Tremont is the second baseman, number 3, Taylor Powell. But Nora Johnson has been dominant, and again, just a sophomore.
Yeah, definitely a definition of a team ace that you want in the circle.
She's not alone. Of course, Sydney Trentman, kind of the 1-2 punch with her. Really 2 good options in the circle for the Redbirds, which is dangerous for opposing teams. You really don't know who you're going to get. Strikeout right there. Johnson picks up her first of the day, and I'd expect a few more of those.
Yeah, definitely a great start for her to start the game off with a strikeout, and we'll see how she continues to go through this Turks lineup.
Up now for the Turks, the junior number 7, Olivia Avalos. Belts one into left field. It'll be a foul ball.
Just got to sit back on that one a little bit and straighten it out, keep it in the between the lines.
I think in a windy day here, wind's going straight in, right at our backs. So it'd be hard to maybe get some distance. 1-1 count now.
And that would be important for the outfielders to know that, don't want to play entirely too deep and kind of read that as you read the ball.
1-1 is strike on the outside corner.
It's a great location. If Nora Johnson can stay there the whole game, it's going to be difficult for hitters to find that outside pitch.
I'd say very much a strikeout pitcher. She gets some contact there, but easy play there for the Redbirds defense, and there's 2 away early on. And coming up, Cassidy Bauer for the Turks. Johnson's going to strike him out quite a bit. Sydney Trentman, a little more of a contact pitcher. But again, that's a good variety. Kind of keep teams guessing. Starts her off with the ball. 1-0.
Yeah, when you're facing a good hitting team like the Turks are, it's going to be important for Johnson to get ahead in the count early on and keep the count leverage in her favor.
Fouled away right there.
Just missed that one. You can tell when a batter kind of hits a foul ball just straight back, they just missed it, sometimes by a millimeter with that barrel.
Baseball, very much a game of inches. Rather softball, baseball and softball, both very similar in that regard. 2-1. Johnson. Scorching foul ball right there. I think the one thing that these Redbird pitchers, Trentman and Johnson, can rely on is some great defense, especially when you look out in the outfield. Got NIU commit Katie Ramage roaming around in center. Not a lot to worry about. If a ball stays in the yard, your defense is going to pick you up pretty well.
Yeah, you have a lot of trust in that defense, and it gives you more confidence that in that pitcher circle, you can throw really anything without that fear of, oh no, if a ball gets in play, we might be in trouble.
Defense at the high school level can sometimes be a concern. A lot of errors and some of those unforced things at times, hurt a lot of teams, but solid defense is a staple here in Metamora. They do a great job with that. Pot flying here, see if the defense can come through. Ramage calls it off, and she'll get it 1-2-3 inning for Nora Johnson. And the Redbirds will come up to bat. Nothing much there going in the first inning. Expect, both teams to settle in. But last year, these two teams met here on this same diamond. The Turks came out victorious. I believe that score was 5-4. You got to think for some of these returning players that might be on their mind.
Yeah, it sure does. They're going to roll out the same pitcher as they did last year in Maya Lorengo. And you wonder if she can kind of work with that success that she had last year in that game to implement it here today.
We'll see if she can do so. She's warming up there in the circle. 29, the junior, and the Turks don't have a lot of seniors. Still a pretty young group, as is Metamora. They've got a lot of players that will be returning for the next year or two. But you love that when you've got players that are just dominant out of the gate, not to mention you still got another year or two left with them.
Yeah, and there's always room for growth. And when you have a team who's maybe not quite as experienced, you get to that third year where they see enough, but not quite a senior. But, yeah, that can be a game changer for some teams that, going from season to season, still remaining that, same core that is their strength.
We've seen that with a lot of the great teams. Again, HOIC softball, definitely a great softball conference for some of the smaller schools around Central Illinois. And the Mid-Illini is, of course, just extremely dominant. 3 ranked teams in 3A, which is pretty hard to do, and almost half your conference is ranked, not to mention 4A Pekin is always a threat to beat you. They beat Metamora, so they can come on at times, and again, some sneaky good teams around the Mid-Illini as well. The Turks are looking to pull off another win here in Metamora. And the Redbirds will get things started off here. Till will lead it off for the Redbirds. Bunt to start off.
Looks like it's Riddle.
Rather Riddle. Sorry, got my notes mixed up there.
Yeah, Lauren Riddle, her dad's the head baseball coach at Metamora.
Riddle looked for a bunt early in the count. See what she does now. Takes a ball downstairs. Got to be patient on a day like today.
Yeah, I definitely want to look for the right pitch, kind of wait and see if the pitcher will give you a mistake that you can barrel up.
Gets a little weak contact to the shortstop, and out number 1, Olivia Avalos. Gloves it, 1 away.
Yeah, it looked like Riddle got kind of jammed there on that swing. Certainly the wind didn't help. Maybe on a normal day with less wind that could find a way to get over the shortstop head, but not on a day like today with the wind.
Now it'll bring up Cadence Till. A little premature announcing her name, but she'll be up now. And she'll take a strike. A couple of lefties starting out, and I'd say lefties are common, in general, or among baseball and softball. But after 2 to start off, definitely some serious strategy there.
Yeah, and they bring that speed threat out of the box. They're quicker than compared to the right side of the box. It might not seem like it can be that much of a difference, but in a game like this, that lefty can get there just a fraction of a second quicker, which
an extra step, yeah.
Right, and the field's already small enough as it is. It'll take roughly a player about like 3-ish seconds to get to first base, and
fouled away by Till, and especially when you got some speedsters on the bases. Cadence Till swiped 7 bags this season. Katie Ramage, team leading 15 bags stolen for the Redbirds. So they've got some speed all over.
Yeah, look for the Redbirds to create havoc on the bases.
Till takes a ball. That wind really starting to pick up, and even for Cadence Till, who can hit the long ball, might be tough for her. Try to just put something into play, but she swings and misses. She'll try to run it out, but to no avail. 2 away here. A good start for the Turks. 2 away. And Katie Ramage steps up trying to make something with 2 outs.
Ramage, also another dangerous hitter on this Redbird lineup, batting .491 on the year. Very impressive, 1416 OPS. Anytime you can have an OPS over 1,000, could signal elite hitter at the plate.
Just her ability to get on base in any way possible. And it's a fair ball right there. She'll end up getting a single. It was a scorcher just over the first base bag. Thought it might go foul. But she'll keep it fair. And base runner, first of the game for the Redbirds.
Yeah, that was tough to tell, especially from our angle up here. Couldn't quite see with the white line the ball, but must have just barely snuck in.
And up to bat for the Redbirds, Ellie Schaefer. And downstairs, it's going to be a stolen base for Ramage without a throw.
Just add another tally on the stolen base mark for Ramage on the year.
Easy job swiping a bag right there. Here's a hit into right field. Ramage is going to try to score, and she will. Schaefer knocks in the first of the game. Redbirds get on the board first in the bottom of the first. Ellie Schaefer driving in a run right there. Redbirds lead 1-0.
Great piece of two-out hitting right there by Schaefer. Just find a way to put it in play and force the defense to try and make the play. And lucky for her, got enough to the outfield where no throw was needed to drive in Ramage.
Even with 2 outs, you just get 1 on. Here's another steal attempt. And she's in there, so 2 stolen bases this inning for the Redbirds, but that's what it is, getting runners in scoring position. You can make something out of nothing real fast, and Redbirds threatening again. Kerrigan Hartnett, the junior, who also has an OPS over 1,000.
Yeah, this Redbird lineup just filled with elite hitters that both feature power to get outfield, extra base hits or even home runs, but even just to get on base with a simple walk or a single.
Here's one. Shallow center. It's going to stay in. It looks like the wind pushed it back, and Turks will escape, leaving a runner on second base. 1-0 after 1. Redbirds in front, but really nice job there for Metamora. 2 outs. Looked like Lorengo was going to settle in the circle for the Turks, but all starts, Katie Ramage gets on base, steals a base, and then they get a run.
Yeah, that can be the great divider between a good team versus a great team. Those that can do well with 2-strike, 2-out hitting and find a way to get in those runs. And that, like I said, great divider between the good and the great teams.
Metamora certainly trying to be great, but they have some elite other teams they have to go through, but they've really stood up. And look at the last few games for the Redbirds. I know you had a couple notes on their last 5 or so games, but they beat some really good teams. Loyola Academy, a sweep and a doubleheader. Beat Normal Community as well, as long as a few other teams. They've really started to pick it up.
Yeah, ever since their loss to Pekin back on April 13th, they've just really ran with it, outscoring their opponents 32-5, which very impressive in a game like softball.
Not giving up many runs and scoring more than enough. That's what you like to see if you're Derek Linder and company. Derek Linder's been around the Middle Illini and Metamora softball scene for a few years now. Again, among several great coaches in the Middle Illini. They all vie to make deep postseason runs, but really they all kind of have to run through each other, which in a way is unfortunate, but it's also kind of how the cookie crumbles. Take your great conference rivalries to the playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a great way to get ready for the playoffs. You know, is it really beneficial for a team to just run through their conference and then finally have to go up against a great team in the playoffs?
Exactly. Lead off, hit into right field is caught, and one away right there. That was Aaron Pulliam on the fly-out first pitch. It'll bring up Anna Parn, and one of just a couple seniors on this Turks roster. Downstairs as Parm will take the first pitch.
Yeah, you're seeing Nora Johnson kind of carving up these hitters. Her past 2 games, combined 14 innings thrown, only 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 23 strikeouts.
That's the definition of just mowing down hitters left and right. Generate that many swings and misses is very impressive. Turks just trying to stay on it, put some balls in play today. Take a strike right there. 1-2 is the count.
Yeah, the best approach for a hitter, you know, obviously you want to have extra base hits, but just find a way to just get on base.
Swing and a miss right there. Johnson's really starting to settle in the circle. She'll pick up another strikeout. I believe that's her second on the day. And there's a foul ball right there. Looks like it's Lorengo up to bat, pitching and also hitting today for the Turks.
Get to see the pitcher-on-pitcher matchup.
Good time to help yourself out if you're Lorengo. Right up the middle, but gloved by Johnson. An easy 1-2-3 for the Redbirds. No runs, hits, or errors. So we'll go to the bottom of the second inning.
Nora Johnson doing a fantastic job just going right through the hitters, being aggressive. And like you said, 2 innings of nothing on the base paths.
Nothing going on for the Turks so far. They'll try to hold steady as Lorengo will head back to the circle and try to neutralize the Redbirds' middle and bottom halves of the order.
Johnson will lead off here in the bottom of the second, followed by Trentman and Mooney.
Ready to go quickly. Didn't need many warm-up pitches. Lorengo's ready to go. As you mentioned, Nora Johnson stepping in, and she'll lead off things. In addition to being a ace pitcher for the Redbirds, she's hitting 300 on the year.
Yeah, I mentioned her dominance in the pitching circle her past 2 games, but she also went deep for a home run and a RBI sac fly against Limestone.
We got players that can kind of do it both ways. It's very impressive. You've seen that much more commonplace, you know, just kind of around the game today, you know, at any level, college, high school, you know, even professionally, there's a lot of two-way players starting to really come into the game.
Especially Shohei Ohtani. Could argue he's the greatest player in baseball right now.
He does something special. Don't know how he does it. Takes downstairs, but like you mentioned, Shohei is a different breed when it comes to being able to pump out pitches like he does, in addition to just hitting the ball at an unbelievable clip.
A true unicorn of the game.
Indeed. And fouled away. Will there be a play at first? There will. Nice running catch in foul territory. Stage shot. Steiter picks it off over there at first base. And one away.
Yeah, great play by Steiter. Keep her feet moving. Be cautious of the the dugout fence right there, but not giving up on the play and helping out her pitcher.
First pitch right there is taken for a ball. Tremont steps in.
Must have barely missed on the inside.
Looks like fouled away right there. Might have just got a piece of it.
Kind of hard to tell from back here in center field, but you wonder if Maya Lorengo's kind of working both fast pitch and off speed to throw off the hitters a little bit.
Definitely looks like it. Almost looks like crossed up her catcher for a moment. Caught her on the inside corner. Brings up a 1-2 count. Lorengo trying to find out number 2. 1-2, swing and a miss right there. Lorengo picks up a strikeout, and 2 away.
Looks like she went with the changeup right there, kind of dropped right as it reached the mitt of Mooney. That can be a dangerous pitch if you have that in your arsenal.
And the catcher, Maddie Mooney, steps in. Here's a swing. Right at the edge of the infield is caught. And 3 up, 3 down as Lorengo sets them down in order. After 2 innings, Redbirds still up 1-0. We're going to step aside for a quick break and be right back for inning number 3 on CSM. Welcome back to Metamora. Top 3 as Redbirds lead 1-0 in a close pitcher's battle so far. Redbirds were able to get on the board in the bottom of the first inning as Ivy Stuber leads it off for the Turks. .1-0 from Johnson. Golfed foul over the press box. You know, Owen, you played baseball, of course, but, you know, when you're there in the box, you know, kind of a mentality, trying to lead off an inning, perhaps. What's kind of the mentality going through your head?
You definitely just want to start out on a good note. Just seeing what the pitcher was wanting to throw you. Be patient and just find a way to do something productive.
Tries to keep that one foul, needs to straighten it out a little bit. Bring up another 1-2 count.
You just want to, you know, put the defense in a position where they have to make a play. Once you put that pressure on them, like there's, you know, players that, you know, don't like the ball hit to them. And if you can get that to them, then you can find a way to reach base.
And swing and a miss. Nothing you can do if you strike them out, says Nora Johnson. As the wind just pick it up. Johnson, though, picks up her 3rd strikeout of the afternoon.
The wind could be helping some velo on her pitches a little bit.
Sending that ball straight into the catcher's mitt. As Bauer steps in. That's not Bauer, rather Steiter. The numbers are getting me mixed up out here in center field, you know, but got the sunglasses on, but it's like hindering my ability to see the numbers.
We'll make it through.
Bear
with
me, bear with me.
We'll push through.
I was thinking, how can they already be back to the 3-hole? Confused me a little bit. Another strikeout, though, right there for Johnson. Number 4 on the day. I think I got that one right.
Yeah, great pitch by Johnson. The location with that one, especially after Steiter was aggressive, fouling off the previous pitch, but got her looking.
Center fielder Chloe Pierce will try to challenge Johnson. She'll send one to left field. Fair ball right there. First hit of the day for the Turks. And throw back in. It'll be a double for Pierce. She's fired up on that one. Nice piece of hitting right there.
Yeah, great job by Pierce to get on base. Now you have the top of the order coming up with Taylor Powell. Maybe you can get back that run that they lost in the 1st inning.
And like the Redbirds scored in the bottom of the 1st, Turks have an opportunity with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. So never know what could happen. It's going to be a strike on the outside as Taylor Powell back to the top of the order for the Turks.
Now we'll see how Johnson reacts to having a runner in scoring position in a crucial moment.
Slapper swings and misses. And to me, from our vantage point here, looks like they must have a scouting report on her. The outfield's kind of shifted towards left field, so she can pull something. There's a bit of a bigger hole in right center. And swing and a miss right there. Nothing comes of it. Leave a runner out on second base, but they do get on the hit column. And Redbirds will come back up to bat, bottom of the 3rd.
Johnson collected her 5th strikeout already through 3 innings.
And she could get up to 100 strikeouts on the day very easily. And she came into this one with 92 on the season over 67 innings pitched, which is really impressive.
Even more impressive, she keeps the amount of walks down too, only 16. When you have that walk to strikeout ratio, that's a big ratio and just proves how great of a pitcher she is in terms of getting hitters to bite or even just location of her pitches. Great control.
Definitely dangerous. That strikeout to walk ratio is got to be one of the best in Central Illinois. I know may not have official stats for every team, but I would venture to say she's going to be among the top and probably going to be among the best pitchers in Central Illinois when it's all said and done. Certainly proving to be. Kiersey, would be sure Johnson would be getting some interest from some colleges at some point. As we lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning, takes a ball upstairs.
Got a dog barking in the back.
Not a fan of that call, apparently.
Beautiful day to bring the dogs out to the ballpark.
Fly ball, right field. Easy catch right there as the knee flies out.
I mean, other than the wind, can't ask for a better day than this, right, Gavin?
Cannot. It's a beautiful April day. I know we had some April showers yesterday, got caught up in some inclement weather, and all the Mid-Illini games got postponed around the area. Probably ended up being a good idea. Had some tornado warnings and things, so help everybody stay safe yesterday, but we're back playing ball today. Got some great games coming up in the Mid-Illini circuit in the next week or so. No, East Peoria and Metamora were supposed to play here yesterday, but again, that got postponed. Grounder to short, long throw, and a stretch. Got her for the second out.
The ump kind of
Called
made the
him
motion that the
safe.
juggle.
Okay, I thought she had it. They're gonna switch and say she was safe. What a play, though. I mean, it was a tough stretch, kind of a quick throw from the shortstop, Avalos.
Yeah, tough play, and looks like.
You know, from my vantage point, it really looked like she had it. Again, unless that ball popped out, it looked like her foot was on the bag.
Yeah, I thought she was out too, but obviously not as close to the official on that play. Might have just saw the ball move just the tiniest bit where he would have warranted the juggle kind of call on that.
It looks like they're discussing it in some form or fashion because, again, what great broadcaster I am, not even realizing the call was safe. They are going to call her out. So in the end, it'll end up being an out for the Turks after a little umpire meeting. We'll have to go back and watch the replay on that one later. These are situations that instant replay sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can invest in that next year.
The next step in advancing clutch sports media.
Till fouls it off.
Yeah, but hats off to Olivia Avalos on that play right there. Ball got to her real quick, but kept the glove down and delivered a great throw to get the runner in time.
1-1 now on Till. Again, those little defensive plays can really make or break a team. Errors can be so costly, can really just change the dynamic of the inning.
Especially when you get later into a game, too.
Till drives it left center. And she's showing the reason she's a over 500 hitter. Another knock for Cadence Till. And it'll bring up Katie Ramage with a runner on base. Be a really good opportunity for the Redbirds to start to add some insurance.
Yeah, great play by Anna Parn right there. She got to the ball quickly, and if that ball would have went by her and rolled to the wall, that's an extra base hit right there for Till. So great job by her to keep the ball in front, get the ball in quick to keep Till at first base.
Lorengo tosses it in and foul by Katie Ramage. Ramage would like to find a gap somewhere in this defense, as Cadence Till just did. Wonder if Cadence Till will try to swipe a bag here. Fly ball over to first base, and an easy out there for the Turks, so nothing comes of Cadence Till's 2-out single. No, and this one's moving along quite quickly.
Yeah, very quick.
Headed to the fourth, as the Turks will try to get on the board. Just a one-run deficit.
Yeah, very much in this game. You're seeing Lorengo starting to settle down now more in the pitcher circle, and almost had another 2-out kind of rally from the Redbirds right there, but she was able to lock in and get the nice pop out to first base.
And, you know, Owen, of course, baseball, softball tend to be pretty similar sports, but the one difference is the pitchers, of course, in softball can last quite a bit longer. You know, the pitch counts and things obviously don't quite apply as much. That underhand motion not quite as taxing on your arm. So that's really tough for a team, you know, whereas in baseball you might say, okay, let's just try to get the pitcher out of there, work some long counts, maybe try to eat up their bullpen. Can't really do that when you got Nora Johnson, who's definitely on her way to another complete game.
Right, and when you look at teams like comparing like baseball and softball, if you want to have a great baseball team come playoff time with that pitch count and the days off, you need at least 3 or 4 solid pitchers that you can rely on. for softball, all it takes is one or two solid pitchers, and you can go far. But that's a great big difference between softball and baseball come playoff time with team rosters.
Screamer to third and picked over at first. First pitch out. As Avilos cannot get anything to go. Johnson has been incredibly efficient here this afternoon. Not only is she mowing down hitters with 5 Ks, I believe all the swing and miss variety. She's also getting
caught one looking.
One looking. Nevertheless, 5 strikeouts, but she's also getting very quick outs too. I believe she's had multiple first pitch outs, which is something you like to see if you're Derek Linder.
Absolutely.
Here's a pop-up over to third. It's going to get out. Foul ball.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of pop-outs that are struggling to get out of the infield. Obviously, a couple have reached the outfield, but not many.
She did swing, and another strikeout. That one a little more anticlimactic with the check down to first base, but 6 strikeouts on the day, and I believe 2 short of 100 for the season.
Yeah, Bauer just a little antsy with that pitch and couldn't keep the bat back enough in time.
Swing and a miss. Looks like that was something off speed right there. Just kind of pulled the string on it.
Yeah, Johnson has everything working for her. Kind of location, kind of going inside, outside, and then off speed with fastball.
Aaron Polium up to bat for the Turks. Trying to make some 2-out magic. Pitch outside.
That's a great 0-2 spot right there for Johnson. When you're kind of a pitcher with 0-2, you kind of expecting that throwaway pitch to see if you can get that batter to chase and bite.
Got her to bite right there. 7 strikeouts on the day and striking out 2 in the inning. Johnson got everything rolling as we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. As Redbirds still up 1-0. Interesting note that I didn't know prior to this game, but looking into a couple things. Head coach for Tremont, Brian Patterson, is in his 7th season. He's kind of the right-hand guy, so to speak, for now current Pekin head coach Skip Pinning. Of course, Skip Pinning coach at Tremont, but learned from a great coach in Skip Pinning, who of course is leading a great Dragons program, the 4A circuit in the Mid-Illini Conference. Kind of the small world ties, you kind of bring it all back together, and just, again, Patterson, just one of the many great coaches here in Central Illinois.
Yeah, Patterson definitely took advantage of his mentor and is leading a terrific program here at Tremont.
You like to see that, and there's so many coaches all around the area that kind of come, through learning from experienced veteran coaches, and just the ties and the roots for the coaches go way back. Here's a fly ball, first pitch, caught. So nothing going, first pitch out.
Yeah, Schaefer barreled that one up and gave it a chance, but I think that wind kind of pushed that one a little bit back in. Maybe on no wind could have seen that ball one hop the fence or bounce off the fence.
Schaefer as the lone RBI in the game, coming back in the bottom of the 1st. Bring up Hartnett.
I think a big difference right now between the two pitchers, Johnson and Lorengo. Lorengo is trying to work that outside pitch, but she can't quite get it in enough compared to Johnson. She's finding a way to hit the zone a little bit more and get the call.
She's really settled in, as of both pitchers. Other than a little scuffle there in the bottom of the 1st inning, it's been just about perfect for Lorengo. And Johnson's only given up a couple of hits. So neither pitchers have really been hurt, and This is a game that very well could end up 1-0. We may not see another run. It would not surprise me.
No, it wouldn't surprise me either. Got a terrific battle on the mound between these two.
Fly ball. This is a pop-up. Is it going to get out of play? It will. Nearly taking out a spectator or two. Looks like they avoided the damage.
I don't think any of them brought their gloves to today's game.
I don't think so. I'm definitely one that still brings a glove to a baseball or, any sort of ball game.
I'm with you on that one, Gavin.
You never know. You just never know. You sit in the Wrigley Field bleachers, or heck, even if you're just around the third base, first base side, doesn't matter. Foul ball can end up anywhere.
Just imagine if the high school rules kind of implemented with the banana ball with the Savannah Bananas, where you can catch it as a spectator and it'll count as an out in the game.
That's something else that Savannah. Funny you bring that up. I have been to a Savannah Bananas game. That is a cool experience if you ever get a chance to see them. I know they travel around nowadays doing some shows and whatnot. There's a single right through shortstop's glove, nearly thrown away, but hit right there for Hartnett. The 1-out single, trying to get something going, as Nora Johnson will try to help herself out. She's up to bat now, but like we were mentioning, Savannah Banana is really cool if you ever get a chance down in Savannah, Georgia, or if you get one of their stops along their summer tour and whatnot. Go check it out. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, going back to that previous play, that was a great effort by Avalos to try and make the play just out of her reach.
Got dirty on the infield right there, but just no dice. Bunt attempt there from Johnson, fouled away.
She's got to be careful with that. That pitch kind of popped right up off the bat. Don't want to see the runner go and get caught.
And Johnson's a good hitter, so I would, again, of course, strategy, trying to advance and maybe get a bunt single or something. Ball's downstairs, but I really think you'd want Johnson to just kind of swing away, see if you can find down the line or something. Maybe something up the middle.
That pitch she just took 0-2, that's a tough one to take when you're down 2 strikes. Very close.
There's one into shallow left field. Sliding in, can't get the catch. Nearly a sliding catch and a little hobbled on the play is Parn. It was a good effort.
Yeah, that ball was put into a tough spot where really neither player really had a great angle at getting to the play. Just one of those tough, unfortunate breaks that you kind of have as a defense, and kind of hope later on in the game one of those plays kind of goes your way.
And again, on a normal day too, I'm thinking that could just be a routine fly out.
It could be,
but the wind pushing it back so much, it just kind of was.
Just dies
no man's land. Yeah,
right.
Redbirds threatening, a couple on, and first pitch swinging strike. Sydney Trentman, fellow pitcher alongside Nora Johnson, obviously not in the circle today. Still getting some at-bats. She tries to bunt, bunts it foul. Interesting call there. Johnson and Trentman both on 1-strike pitches have tried to bunt. Obviously, of course, that seems like that's a strategy play of sorts, but once again goes back to my point, let them swing away.
Right, when they're such great hitters as it is.
See what she can do. 2 strikes just below the knees right there. Looked like a good call from our vantage point. Borderline pitch, though. And Lorengo's getting the pitches right where she wants them. I don't think she's intending to go any higher or lower.
No, if she goes any higher with that'll put it right in the middle of the zone where the barrel can really do damage with the pitch.
Got her right down the middle, froze Trentman, and Lorengo gets the strikeout. 2 away as she's going to try to limit the damage here.
That's a big strikeout for Lorengo. When you had 2 runners on, 1 out, looking a little sketchy right there, but to get that second out, now you have a play anywhere to end the inning is huge to have in your back pocket, kind of facing against Kennedy Knee.
Nee will take one outside.
Or, excuse me, Mooney.
Mooney will take one outside. Two on, two out. Larengo up high. Hartnett really getting a big lead off there at second. Don't believe she'd be on the move with two outs, but you never know.
No, kind of like a anticipatory lead where maybe the ball gets by the catcher.
And painting the outside corner right there as Larengo brings up 2-1.
A good lead can be the difference between being able to advance a base if a ball were to get by a catcher.
Don't want to be caught napping on the base paths. Gets another strike right there, finding that outside edge. 2-2, 2 on, 2 out. Larengo trying to escape this inning. Swing over to third, and the lineout gets Larengo out of any damage. No runs come across the score. They leave 2 on. Still 1-0 headed to the top of the fifth, as the Turks just still looking for a little magic.
Larengo did a great job staying calm and poised in the circle, even when had 2 runners on with only 1 out. Did a great job. You know, really prior to that past inning, the only base runners that she had to worry about was back in that first inning. So she went through that nice kind of 2-inning stretch right there, just dominance. But yeah, I was curious to see what, facing that pressure again, how could she fix and react, and she did a great job keeping the runners where they were.
Composed effort from the junior Larengo, and she escapes it right there, but Dora Johnson has shut the door on the offense, and the couple hits that the Turks have gotten have kind of come at inopportune times, not, coming with 2 outs and things. Not to say they can't put some runs up with that, but it makes it a little harder. You don't give yourself anything to fall back on.
Right. It's good for them to score runs. It's going to start with just first getting on the bases. You're not going to score runs without getting on the bases first. Yeah, home runs can happen, but on a day like today, you can't rely on that. So just any way to find a way to get on the base pass and then create that pressure where Johnson's going to have to pitch well to get out of the situation.
Good teams find ways to win. They don't have to be pretty, but a ball game is a long game, and it can just be a matter of one thing happening. One pitch, one at-bat can be your difference maker. And with a 1-run game right now, that is certainly the case for the Turks. And it's a slap over to right field, and that's exactly what we were talking about. The Turks get on base right there to start off top of the fifth, and a Parn.
That's the first base runner for the Turks since Pierce reached with that double in the 3rd inning.
So they win a couple innings with nothing happening. Now got something going. They'll try to bunt and bunt foul.
I like the strategy to bunt right here, especially with no outs and that runner at first. You want to just set up that runner in scoring position to get that 1 run.
And Larengo, the pitcher, not that she couldn't swing away, but again, it's a strategy thing. You want to get your runner in scoring position. Larengo with a late decision to bunt. It's going to cost her. And it's a pop out right there, kind of worst case scenario. So 1 away.
Yeah, that was a tough break for Larengo, but great play by the crashing 3rd baseman, Hartnett, to be there right away as that ball fell.
Swing and a miss right there. Stuber up to bat for the Turks.
We're continuing to see the trend of great defense from the Redbirds.
And a ball bouncer in front of the plate, 1-1. Owen, what do you do here? Do you send the runner at first? Maybe try to pick up a stolen base? Of course, starting to get to crunch time.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be aggressive, but, just like we mentioned how this is the first base runner since the 3rd inning. You want to value that base runner since there really hasn't had much of those going on. So it's really a 50-50 call.
1-2. Stuber takes high. 2-2. If she could get on, though, it would be good news for the Turks. As time is called. Coach Patterson wants to talk it over with his batter. It's very important at bat. There's 1 out, but again, this could really turn the tide in this game depending on how this at bat goes.
See what Johnson can do here with 2 strikes.
Goes straight up, swing and a miss. Got another one. Most have been the swinging variety. Caught a couple looking, but swings and misses have been bountiful from Nora Johnson today. And the Turks, even with a leadoff hit, runner still at first. Showed bunt and a strike.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she really is going to bunt, especially with 2 outs. Maybe, I mean, it could be just to get the defense moving to the point where she could take the swing back and try and get a hit.
It is possible, but
It's difficult to ask for a hitter to kind of like do the motion of showing bunt, then coming all the way back into your swinging motion.
2 strikes on Steiner. See what she does. Swing and a miss right there. Johnson got another one. They leave 1 on. So chances starting to dwindle for the Turks as they yet to put up any runs on the board. Redbirds will try to pad their lead a little bit heading to the bottom half of the inning. We'll step aside for a quick break here on CSM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for more softball action. Welcome back to Metamora. Softball action, non-conference. Redbirds and Turks are going at it this afternoon. Redbirds holding on to that 1-zip lead. Nee leads off the bottom half of the inning for the Redbirds. And a ball upstairs starts things out.
Yeah, if you're Metamora kind of going in this later part of the game, just see if you can get that extra run, like an insurance run, as you face Tremont kind of going in late, desperate for a run.
Caught the inside edge. Lorengo's been pretty good today. Just got caught with a 2-out base runner, a stolen base, and then an RBI single by Schaefer to get the only run on the board. Avalos over to first. Quick play. Got her by a step. A nice play from the shortstop. 1 away.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure if she was going to get the ball there in time. That the ball just looked like it kind of slowed down after the pitcher circle, and Avalos didn't quite get there fast enough, so I thought the runner was going to beat it out, but great throw to, like you said, beat her by a step.
Riddle steps in back to the top of the order for the Redbirds. Little tapper over to second base, and a quick out right there as Powell gloves it. Cadence Till will trot in with 2 outs.
Last time up, she singled.
Till always a threat at the plate, regardless of your situation. Rango trying to make it a quick inning. High and outside for the first pitch.
Yeah, as a sophomore, she's already kind of built quite a name for herself, drawing some Power 5 interest for at the college level, some SEC, Big 10, and Big 12 schools.
She'll join a great list of Central Illinois players to move on to the next level. Of course, you get players that move on to just about every level, D1, D2, D3, JUCO, doesn't matter. You got players representing Central Illinois at the college level in a very good way. Strike right there, 2-2 count.
Huge pitch right there by Lorengo to get that strike call in the outside corner instead of going 3-0, kind of come back 2-1.
Slaps it over to third and picked by the third baseman, Polium. And nothing going for the Redbirds in the bottom of the fifth, so Turks coming up to bat in the top of the sixth.
Lorengo's doing a good job keeping her team within this game, not allowing anything more than that one run in the first inning, but just got to get that offense going. See if they can come up big here late.
You know, one run really changes the dynamic of this game. If they can tie it, you probably instill a little confidence into the rest of your team. So see who can step up for the Turks. But Nora Johnson has been very, very dominant.
Like always.
Not a surprise. Again, she's been spectacular. You know, even through 5 Mid-Illini games, she has not faltered whatsoever. And, you know, the slate continues to get tougher for the Redbirds. They're always going to play a challenging schedule. But so far, so good for Nora Johnson in the circle. And, you know, equally as impressive, Sydney Trentman has also been very good. So 2 high-level pitchers. You don't really know what you're going to get. All you know is it's going to be good.
Yeah, as you mentioned, kind of with the upcoming schedule, they'll see East Peoria next Monday, then a matchup with Washington on Thursday. And yeah, a lot of great competition heading into the playoff season for Metamora.
It's hard to think that, you know, we're about halfway through or so. Here's one golfed. Looks like it's going to get foul.
It's a loud foul ball right there, kind of getting people kind of going ooh and on with that ball high in the air.
And even with the wind, still got a nice ride on it, just couldn't straighten it out. Foul back. 2 strikes now.
Now she's in a tough spot, down 0-2 with Johnson, who's pretty much had anything her way in the pitcher circle.
Tries to find the outside edge. Not going. Didn't get the call. Pierce hits this one high. Getting foul, but caught on 2 knees. Nice running catch right there from Ellie Schaefer.
Yeah, great play by Schaefer, I should say. Wasn't sure if that ball was going to sneak over the kind of fence over there, but even kind of landing a little bit on the fence, able to hold on to the ball and make a great play.
And a bunt attempt right there is to no avail. Strike 1. Turn it back to the top of the order. Powell is up to bat, second baseman.
Struck out twice already.
Bunted over to third, but it's going to be foul again. Neither team's having much success bunting today. Probably a hard thing to do when you've got great pitchers, you know, throwing you something impossible. They're not letting you have an easy bunt. They're making that tough.
Yeah, and bunting's such a lost art nowadays in baseball and softball.
Swing and a miss. Another K for Nora Johnson. Tally him up. She's got
10.
a few. 10. Double digits for Nora Johnson through 5 2/3. That one's downstairs.
Yeah, only 3 batters in this lineup haven't struck out. That'd be Avalos, Lorengo, and Pierce.
Swing and a miss right there. 2 strikes. Johnson trying to find another victim to the strikeout. The 0-2 from Johnson is hit to second base, and an easy play right there as the Redbirds put up another clean inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Redbirds still would like some insurance, don't want to be satisfied, and again, this is a tough game. Can't take any runs for granted, can't take any leads for granted, but you'd like to ease the nerves a little bit perhaps by picking up another run or two.
Yeah, because, all it takes is one play and all of a sudden that 1-run lead's gone. So just find a way to get 1, maybe 2 extra runs if you can, and that'll give Johnson even more confidence on top of probably some great confidence she already has right now to throw whatever she wants to.
The wind picks up as we're about to start off the bottom of the 6th. Katie Ramage will lead things off in the inning. Probably one of 2 players you would like to have leading off your inning if you're Metamora. Her or Till would be probably the top 2 picks there. Ramage will try to get on base to start things out, and Lorengo throws a ball. Ramage, multi-sport star, plays basketball for Metamora, but her high school career is over on the hardwood. She'll continue her career softball-wise next year at Northern Illinois.
You always like to see these kids find a way to reach it to the next level, to continue playing the game they love.
She's one of a few players that'll be heading Division I next season. From Central Illinois, that is. Gracie Luna, Southeast Missouri State commit over at East Peoria. She takes a strike right there. And of course, a host of other players that'll find themselves, playing for various junior colleges, even some Division II, which is definitely nothing to scoff at heading to the next level. Another strike right there.
Yeah, Central Illinois has really kind of built a nice pipeline into a lot of different programs around the area and even around the country, and great to see.
Full count, golfed into center, Pierce tracking it down, and the first batter of the inning, Ramage, is set down. Lorengo still holding steady. The 1 run, though, only thing holding her back at the moment.
Kind of shows that 1 inning can really kind of make or break a game. Not saying this one's over quite yet. Still have a full 7th inning to play, but it can really prove 1 inning does a lot for a team.
Turks looking just to get out of this inning and try to put something up at the top of the 7th. High fly ball, wind pushing it back, and the catcher's got it. So 2 quick outs for Lorengo.
That's a great play, first of all, by the catcher, Bauer, but you would like to see her kind of like turn her back towards the infield, because with that ball, the rotation, it's coming back, so if it like goes overhead, that could land, fair ball, and now you have a runner on base. So nonetheless, great play, but maybe for Coach Patterson, he'd like to see his catcher kind of turn around and play a little bit more safely.
That's a great point, and you don't want things like that to come back to bite you later on. Especially on a windy day today, you want to be able to track the ball correctly, but she still made the play. We move on.
Great players make great plays regardless.
Exactly. Sure you could say that a lot in your high school playing days.
Yeah, flash the lever. Wow. Can't talk, but flash the leather a lot. Definitely more of a defensive player than offensive in my career.
Here's a fly ball, center field, converging and making the catch is the left fielder, Parn. We're through 6, and it's a one-run game. 1-0, a pitcher's duel, as the Turks will try to make a little magic. They just haven't had many base runners today at all. A lot of swings and misses, as Nora Johnson has been electric. For a hot second there, I thought they were about to change pitchers.
I was too.
as Sydney Trittman was in the circle with the ball, I was fooled.
Good decoy. Maybe if catch the Tremont coach is looking. Nah, but she's got the hot hand right now, and you just want to keep rolling.
No reason to go away from what works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Probably one of my favorite sayings ever.
This is a great saying, isn't it? A classic. Can be applied to so many different things, and right now it's applied to leaving Nora Johnson in the circle.
Yeah, but for Tremont, this is it here in the top of the 7th. They got 3 outs to work with, but if they can't muster that run, this one's going to be over.
Obviously got the odds stacked against them. Johnson has just not let up whatsoever. But crazier things have happened.
Well, they sure have, and you know, typically if you see a pitcher kind of going this far into a game, you wonder their stamina and their endurance to keep doing what they're doing. But for Johnson, we've been talking about how efficient she's been in the circle to the point where that might not be even a question once, you know, she's facing these 3 hitters.
I can't imagine her pitch count is very high. But again, in softball, the pitch count isn't quite as relevant. You know, able to pitch quite a bit longer, a little bit less taxing. You know,
I guess they say it's more of a natural throwing motion to go underhand.
It certainly is, and it can be very hard to hit if you do it correctly. Johnson's proved that today.
Yeah, I don't think, you know, people who only have been around baseball don't really appreciate a softball pitcher, how they're able to just miss bats just with the angle, and it really is truly hard, because I've spoken for myself who's, you know, faced just for fun against a softball pitcher. It is completely different, and I would argue that there is a case that it is harder just with that angle.
Well, especially when you factor in things like the rise ball and other sorts of pitches that you don't see in baseball. It can make it very, very difficult.
You know, baseball, you'll see just more kind of like velocity with pitches, but yeah, for softball, it's just like that angle and
filthy movement too.
Right.
Outside right there, trying to paint the corners.
This would be huge for the Turks if Bauer could reach.
Cassidy Bauer, the 3-hole hitter, trying to get on and draws the walk, so that's the start you want for the Turks. And that's gonna bring up Aaron Polium.
Yeah, especially when you get that leadoff runner on, nobody out in the heart of the lineup right here with the cleanup hitter.
Johnson throws it low. You got Bauer, the catcher. You know, this is a situation they could courtesy run for her. They're not going to. You know, I wonder if they trust her on the base pass to maybe try to swipe a bag.
Yeah, or just have the IQ out there to not get out.
Exactly, and a strike right there. Just clipping the inside corner, borderline pitch.
That's just as important when you have a base runner. You know, don't make an out on the bases.
And low in the dirt again. And I wonder if you're playing mind games of sorts here, kind of with the threat of the runner on first, showing bunt, force Johnson to maybe switch up her routine a little bit.
Yeah, it's just something different. You know, she hasn't really had to go away from what she's been doing the whole game.
Bunt is down and successful, and they will get the runner to second. So one of the couple times in this game Tremont's had a runner in scoring position.
Great bunt right there by Polium. And now Turks are in a good spot right here to break that goose egg on the scoreboard for them.
Parn will step up the bat with 1 out.
It's important to know that Parn singled her last at bat.
Parn has been on base, as you mentioned, fouled away right there. But Johnson can kind of settle in a little bit now. Not have to worry about that runner at first, worry about the bunt attempt. Although it was our first successful bunt attempt.
It was, out of probably 4 or 5 attempts.
Parn takes upstairs. I don't think Power is going to go anywhere on the base paths. Just going to try to...
She's just too valuable of a runner to be aggressive here.
Try to let your hitter do the job. Here's a swing and caught by Till. And now Metamora is 1 out away from escaping with a 1-zip shutout.
You see Lorengo kind of coming up to the plate. She's done a great job kind of keeping them in this game through the pitching side of it. Can she continue this game?
Popped up, and it's caught by Nora Johnson. Pitcher pops out to the other pitcher, and that's where we'll leave it. 1-0 the final score, and a pitcher's battle all the way. Both were great in the circle, Nora Johnson and Lorengo for the Turks. Not many hits for either side, just a few base runners, but our only run came in the bottom of the first inning, so if you like good pitching, this is the game for you.
Yeah, good pitching and good defense. We saw, some great plays by shortstops, getting the ball quickly over to first. We had Schaefer kind of crashing into the fence on third base foul side. But yeah, great pitching, great defense, and great game overall between two solid teams. And for Tremont, you don't want to hang your hat too much on this one. They did great, especially Lorengo in the pitcher's mound, giving her team the best chance to win. Just came up a little less today.
Just gave up the 1 run, but she had a great effort in the circle, as did Nora Johnson, who pitches over 10 strikeouts for the last 5 games. Metamora pitchers have struck out at least 10 or more. So an impressive showing from them out here in the Margie Wright Showcase at Metamora High School. Some other games coming up tomorrow on Saturday. East Peoria and Tremont will battle it out at 9:30 tomorrow morning. East Peoria will stay on and play Normal U High at 11, and 12:30 Metamora back in action as they'll face Normal U High. So some games left to be had for both sides, and a great weekend. Hopefully the weather holds up tomorrow. I know the weather's been kind of all over the place, but it ended up being a great day for a ball game today, and hopefully the rest of the weekend. Maybe some closing thoughts, Owen?
Yeah, just like you said, a lot of great games coming up. Maybe as good as the one we saw today, and enjoy it while we wrap up the spring season, both softball and baseball. And yeah, it's getting excited now as we wind up and get into playoffs and see what teams can make a great push come postseason.
And there's several teams that can do just that, about halfway through the conference schedule. So some games left to be played, but we're going to be there before you know it, into May, and we'll be into the postseason like that. So that's going to wrap it up today for our entire Great Clutch Sports Media crew. Rodrigo Perez, Josh Messenger switching off between our camera and controls. Utility players of sorts today for our Clutch Sports Media crew. Jonathan Michael taking some pictures, undoubtedly doing a great job. I'd look for those on your social media feed sooner than later. My broadcast partner, Owen Dimfel, I'm Gavin Russell, signing off from Metamora. Redbirds 1-zip winners over Tremont today. We'll be back soon for more spring sports action on CSM.